everyone. You may be getting a little confused possibly. A few days ago I did this video on the same doll and I uploaded it, and it didn't get many views before YouTube wrote me and said, we're not monetizing your video. And if you want to know why, see this page. So I click on the page and I'm reading the reasons they don't monetize videos, and I'm feeling very abused because it doesn't seem to me the reason they, none of the reasons apply to my video. They're saying, well, if you're offensive, if you're mentioning politics, or, there's quite a few reasons. But I didn't think any of them applied to my video. But before I clicked on the I'm requesting a manual review of my video, I decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to watch it just in case I missed something. Now, I think what actually flagged the video was the title itself. The title was Review of Get Ready Kid Asian Girl. Now, the reason why I called it that is that if you find the doll on Walmart or Amazon, excuse me, that is what she's called. When these dolls were first released, they were meant to be multicultural dolls, and they were released as Caucasian boy, Caucasian girl, African American boy, African American girl, Hispanic boy, Hispanic girl, and Asian boy and Asian girl. Now, what has happened is that I think as time is going on, Asian is considered to be an inappropriate term. The only reason I can think of is that, people want to be recognized for the culture they have. Japanese, Chinese, Korean, and they don't want to be labeled as some kind of Asian. So that was probably what got the video in trouble. However, I still watched the video, and I want to apologize. If anybody did watch that video, as I was watching it, I was like, okay, that might be a little inappropriate. And oh my, did I say that? By the end of the video, I was like, oh my God, I'm a terrible person. I'm becoming like my mom. My mom suffers from foot and mouth disease. She's not a terrible woman, but sometimes she just says things that are really inappropriate, particularly when she's anxious. And I don't know what was going on with me. It sounded okay in my head. At the time when it was coming out of my mouth, it sounded okay. But later, I was like, oh, all of that could be easily misconstrued, and YouTube didn't think it was bad enough to take it off, but, there was a lot of stuff that could have been taken the wrong way. So I never do anything to intentionally hurt people's feelings. I try to be respectful to all people's. So, if you watched the video and got offended, I apologize. It wasn't intentional. My internal editor was taking a potty break that day, or was getting coffee, I don't know. But he wasn't there to say, Jessica, that is not a good thing to say, Now, that said, let me get on to the review of Get Ready Kid Tina. I'm glad they've renamed her. The company has given them real names now, even though on the site itself they'll say these are multicultural dolls. They've given them all. This is Tina, and this is Ian. They're twins. So, these are 16-inch dolls, and the Tina and Ian are actually becoming rather rare. They're kind of disappearing from the market now, whether it's because of the unfortunate name they originally had, but they also, on top of that, these particular dolls had a production problem. I don't know if it's that visible, but on both the girls and the boys, I think it's a little more noticeable on the boy. His left eye socket kind of turns this way. It's very minor, but it was a flaw. And I mention it because when I do reviews, I'm pretty much doing reviews for doll collectors. I don't know what kids are like, so and doll collectors can be very picky. You know, I've had, my mom sells dolls on eBay, and they're writing to her and saying, well, what are the eyebrows like? What are the eyes like? What are, you know. Now, later productions of the same doll fixed the problem so that the eye laid flat, or the eye socket, but then it seemed that he was having a problem with a lazy eye. So, these dolls seem to have a production, you know, a problem. Now, why I didn't really think they were great multicultural dolls is because they really didn't look that different. I mean, they have different skin tones, different hair color, and different eye color, but they essentially all look alike. So I think it's better what they've done now and just given them regular names. Another thing about these dolls that collectors should take into account is that it's more of an issue with the boy, though it's true of both the boys and the girls, but it's not as bad with the girls. The boys have what we used to call a bowl haircut. And I know with me, I had favorite stories with my grandparents and in my mom's day about the horrors of home haircuts. You know, and, you know, what they would take is they would take a large bowl and put it on the kid's head, and they would cut around. Now, if done well, it could be actually a very cute haircut. But there's been a lot of stories about home haircuts that have went wrong, and the humiliation at school that resulted, and, you know, your grandparents and your parents' traumas as children could make for very amusing stories, even though I don't know if they always found them amusing. So, this is what happened. They've given him a home haircut, too. And as you can see, it kind of goes... So, there's parts that... They come from the factory this way. I didn't do this. There's pieces that are, you know, longer than others, and it's uneven a lot of times. So, the boys have very bad haircuts. Now, I think what the reason is that they had old girl dolls and they were trying to make boy dolls. So the boys got it really badly. With the girls, they were just, you know, styling the hair. Now, her hair didn't originally come like this with the flowers. I did that. Her hair originally came in pigtails. The part I've actually done up was the part that showed it as the most uneven. Now, she had uneven hair, but it wasn't quite as bad. It's in layers, which is kind of nice. But it wasn't quite as bad as it was in the boy. But it still has uneven parts. She comes in what they call everyday clothes. A pink shirt, black skirt. They both have Velcro in the back. She doesn't have underwear. She doesn't have socks either. And she comes with these plastic shoes, which can be a little hard to get off. Another problem with the shoes is that they leave marks. The boy, as you can see, these are full vinyl dolls. No, they don't have any fabric torsos. Which makes it nice because you can take a bath with them if you want. You know, I've washed their hair, put Luster's hair gel to make it nice and soft. So it's nice for that. They're meant to be, since they're 16 inches, they're a little smaller than 18-inch dolls. But what's kind of nice is that they have clothing packs where they have much more interesting clothes. A sports pack and a career pack. And their clothes can actually fit 18-inch dolls. I haven't actually tried putting my 18-inch dolls' clothes on them. The only problem is maybe since they're a little shorter, the pants or things like that could be a problem. But they're great. You can make them little brothers and sisters to your 18-inch dolls. They have rather stiff movements. And they're not articulated in their elbows or their so they're a little stiff. And when the girl sits down, unfortunately her skirt hitches up, so Unfortunately, she can't really sit down modestly. Now, on the site from GetReadyKids.com, these dolls cost about $35. Um, they can be $25 on other sites. But as I said, these two, Ian and Tina, are kind of disappearing from other sites, but they are still available from GetReadyKids.com. I also want to mention they look younger. You know, most 18-inch dolls, I think they're supposed to represent the ages like, you know, the pre-puberty ages, maybe like around 10 or 11. These dolls are meant to be much younger children. So, you know, as I said, nice as younger brothers and sisters. Because these two are kind of twins, even though most of the time they are going to be sold separately. On Amazon, sometimes they're sold as a set, and then there's a great big bundle where they sell all the dolls. But it's kind of nice for people, you know, if you have a son that wants to play with his sister, you know, or if you want twins, you know, you got fraternal twins. You know, you know, it's nice that they have a boy and a girl doll. So, I think I've mentioned everything I could think of. Look in my description for my reference for my blog, which I haven't written yet, but I will, and that'll give you all the boring stuff about like UPCs and things like that. Thank you for watching my video, and stay tuned for more.